Welcome to the Draft Board Hockey Show, episode 17. I'm Mark and my co-host Linc from New Wave Hockey. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. The NHL playoffs are set. I'm super excited. Ivan Demidov, I think he's officially played a game now, which was really exciting to see.
You know what? Yeah, we got to congratulate the Montreal Canadiens. We're recording this on Thursday, so they just made the playoffs last night, and right down to the last game. And you just mentioned Demigod, his first game. Man, did he look good. Like that, he just stepped into the NHL and said, yeah, you know what, I can do this game, no problem.
Yeah, very solid. He looked really impressive on offense. There was there was one goal that he didn't look that particularly great on for the Blackhawks, but hey, that's not what he's there for. He's there to produce points, and right now he's a point-per-game player, so Montreal should be happy with their 2 points in 2 games. Hey, I would have loved to have seen Columbus do it. They had a great story, obviously. But again, props to the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, you know what? And the thing with talking about Demidov there, how he slipped to number 5, and it's the talk on Twitter or X right now. People are like, how does this guy slip to? You saw the talent. I don't understand. I had him second. I had him ranked second, and only because Celebrini is such a good 200-foot player. The kid is unreal at all facets of the ice. But in terms of purely offensive upside, Demidov was the guy of that draft, and he's proven it. And his skating, the way his edge work, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's a Montreal must have just been especially because they passed on Michkov the year before. And I'm thinking, can't make that mistake twice. We're taking a shot at Demidov at 5, and it's unreal.
I feel like, again, because the Canadiens got Demidov, no one's really talking about Michkov anymore, which hurts my heart. But Michkov is already, admittedly, third in my Calder votings because, as we said, Celebrini has been a tremendous prospect, but neither of the two have been the best rookie in my opinion. That goes to Lane Hutson.
Oh, another half.
60 assists is bonkers, especially as a rookie defenseman.
Sicko.
It's crazy.
I think I went to Montreal. I think we talked about that last episode when I went to Montreal and went to a Boston and Philly game, and I met Lane Hutson after the game. And like I said, just looks like a little kid. But when you see him on the ice, it's like, oh my God, how does he do the things he's you know what? Him and Demidov on the same ice together is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Those two, the way they zip around. Woo!
Oh yeah. Unreal.
Yeah. So yeah. And then, there's the CHL playoffs are in full effect. And one of the players I want to mention who's having himself a really good playoff run, and that's Caleb Desnoyers. He just got 3 points last night. He is just a man on a mission. Ben Kindle had a big goal last night too. So you know what? There's a couple players that are kind of stepping up. My Spits are winning. They're 3-1 against Kitchener right now. So hopefully moving on to the next series. I'd like to see that. They play tonight. I'll be going to that game. And actually no, I won't. Yeah, tonight's game 5. Yeah, so I'll be going to the game tonight. Yeah, so going to that game tonight. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. But a lot of playoff hockey. And then the boys in your gardens, Frondell and Eklund, absolutely having themselves little Allsvenskan. Having fun in the Allsvenskan right now. So, just lots of. And then the U18s are coming up. USA just lost to Norway in a prelim. Woo.
That hurts my heart too. Not great. Gotta love to see the boys from your gardens performing the way they are. Obviously, the Allsvenskan playoffs are super electric every year. Last year, Michael Bronsek-Nygaard was such an integral part to Mora last year. Loved watching him play, and now I'm similarly having a good time watching them play. One player that you didn't mention for the CHL playoffs who is absolutely on fire right now. Did you see Gavin McKenna's goal? I know he's a year away.
He's a 2026er, yeah, but the old Michigan. Not
only the Michigan. Did you see his little stop and drag goal? Oh my goodness!
That
if we could put that in post.
Have been one of the nicest dekes I've ever seen in my life in terms of hockey. That was something to be admired. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Can you find it? Share that right now.
Yeah,
let's get this. Link, we got to show the people.
I have to. I'm sorry.
If you're living under a rock, and if you're a hockey fan and you haven't seen this, well, be prepared because it is unreal. All right, watch this, people. So he's got the puck right here. Watch this little. that poor,
Oh
that poor
my
defenseman.
goodness.
That poor
Can
defenseman.
that is just
It-
it's beyond
Standing
belief.
ovation. Standing ovation. Yes. You know
Standing
what?
ovation.
Let's see that
It's
again. Are they going to show it in slow motion here,
oh
Link?
yeah, they're gonna show it in slow motion. I think the only comparison for this goal that I've like seen like be relevant, it's like a juke from a running back. I have never seen someone stop and start with just that much grace and motion.
Oh,
That's Lucas Dragicevic too, who has really solid edge work too. That is
yeah.
a tough guy to deke out, and McKenna does it like it's absolutely nothing.
He didn't.
Oh my goodness!
He didn't break his ankles, but like, yeah, that was to stay with him on like that was. Oh my lord, that was unreal. I mean, yeah. So
We can't get into it enough.
you
It
know
was
what? We
incredible.
can't wait until the 2026 draft because it's not only him in the draft, and we'll get into that later. We're not gonna do any spoilers right now, but you know, everyone the big talk about McKenna, and obviously he is the front runner for first overall. However, this is a very deep class, the 2026 class, and we'll talk about those players later on. There's some Swedes, there's others. Whoa,
Loads of
okay,
sweets.
yeah. So let's talk about the other thing though that came out recently, and that is NHL Central Scouting's final list. And so here we have the North American skaters, and this is a nice link that Linc showed us. So it has the midterm rank and then the final rank. So obviously Matthew Schaefer still stays at number 1. Michael Misa climbs 1 spot. I think that was granted. Hagens drops 1. The big riser right here at number 4, Jake O'Brien, 8th on the midterm ranking, and now is at number 4. And you know what? I mean, you can't argue the fact that, like, so listen, Jake O'Brien is one of those super cerebral playmakers that would fit any team really well, especially if you have a half decent goal scorer. So, like, say, you know, you got a Mishkov. Could you imagine him and Mishkov together, like that power play? And there's a few teams that could definitely benefit from Jake O'Brien. Fourth in terms of North American skaters. I mean, I could see it. You know, he typically
It's a little
falls
tough
near
for
the
me.
what's that?
It's a little tough for me to just personally, because kind of like with how his skate, I feel like his skating kind of holds him back compared to Denoyer and even guys like Martone. I would have Martone ahead of him as well. But hey, they like their guys. It's clearly it's clear that there's a statement there that these scouts are trying to make. Is that the way that it's going to go on draft day? No, I think that again, a lot of people are too contentious, and it's going to be another wild card that we can see it for. But Jake O'Brien, I mean, hey, look, if you don't have him in your top 10 now, I mean, here's your chance. Like this guy's shown enough to warrant himself a top 4 ranking, and at least in North American skate, like among North American skaters, he's looked great. And I have him in my top 10. I know you have him in yours, so
Yeah,
we'll
I've
see.
had him in for a little bit, but okay. So let's move on here. So we got the European skaters now, and Frondel has climbed up the rankings. Maybe that edges you a little bit there, Mr. Linc. Victor Eklund 2.
We'll see.
Look who's at number 3, Milton Gastrin. I'll let you pump his tires there.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Who's that? Who's that? Huh?
Yes.
I'm really happy to see Milton as high as he is. Obviously, he was number 4 in the midterms. Having him at number 3 and having he had a great end to the season, and he was playing up in the SHL. He's been killing it in the J20 playoffs. This guy is super, super solid, and people are going to see what he's all about in the U18s. Just keep watching Milton. He's going to be rising. I think he's making a really good case for a top 20 spot on a lot of people's lists. He has for me. So we'll see. We'll see.
You mentioned U18s. We didn't talk about that we talked about it briefly, but yeah, the U18s, that's going to be a big, people don't realize the U18 is a big showcase for some of these players to kind of, you know, give that extra little push for, you know, rankings and stuff like that. So that is coming up actually this week or next week. And that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I love the U18s. It's we're going to be missing a few players because they'll be in, you know, CHL playoffs and maybe even the Allsvenskan. So we're going to see how that goes. But if some of these players can come over and be in the U18s, like Misa, there's still talk about potentially him showing up. I haven't heard much about Schaefer in the U18, so we'll see what happens there.
I think it's unlikely. I think the fact that he didn't, or no, is Erie still in the playoffs? Erie is still in the playoffs, correct?
Yeah, but they're going to get knocked out.
Yeah, who are they playing this round?
London.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, the fact that Matthew Schaefer is the top of the North American skaters among Central Scouting, he's done enough for his case, I believe.
And
he doesn't need to do anything right now to kind of potentially mess it up. Again, there's the combine, don't worry. There will be, I guess, other ways that he can show his skills. But at this point, I think he's done enough to at least warrant himself a top 2 pick, if not the first overall selection. So
yeah, and I think like you said, he's among the rankings. He's almost like the top in all rankings right now. So and I mean, with the exception of you, who has Misa over him.
It's not this, I don't think it's just me. Like, there's a couple people out there with Misa. But again, no, they're 1 and 2 on everyone's list. I don't fault anybody who has Schaefer ahead of Misa. I don't fault you anymore. Because I remember I gave you crap early on in the season. But Schaefer has done a tremendous job this year. Misa's done a tremendous job this year. I think the margin is razor thin between them, and they're really a tier above everyone else in this draft class. It's very clear.
Well, I think that, like you said, say Chicago lands the first overall pick, there's a good case for them to take Misa over Schaefer because their defense is not bad and they're young. Like, I think the last game there, I think it was against Montreal. Like, almost the entire blue line was under 23 years of age, which is unreal. So defensively, they're pretty much set. I mean, you could add Schaefer and be like, wow, this is a stacked D. However, Bedard needs some help up front. Although, Moore and Nazar, they're some of these younger guys are
Nazar looks really good. Nazar really looks good.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that, but add Misa to that mix. Woo. That'd be a lot of fun to watch. Let me tell you, that's a fast team right there.
Yeah. I mean, talk about having a lot of centers. I mean, you can never have too many centers. You can never have too many good two-way centers, which I think absolutely is a good segue to our player that we're going to be discussing in this video, Brady Martin. That is Mr. Oh, my bad. I spoiled for you.
That's okay. Brady Martin from the Soo Greyhounds. Yes. And wanted to bring this up first. So Brady Martin, we've talked about him before a little bit, but I want to show his stats first and foremost. We always do that. Yeah. So this season in the Soo, 72 points in 57 games, 33 goals, 39 assists. So a little good mix there. He's 6 feet, 180 pounds ish. So decent size already for a centerman. And he's the assistant captain. I wanted to mention he's the assistant captain for the Soo.
I'm going to quickly chime in before you play some clips because it's going to become obvious for the people there. I don't believe that he's 6 foot. I think he's a little bit taller because he plays big. He plays mean. So I guess you'll probably have a couple clips of that.
I do. He is one of the meaner, and I got some pretty funny clips. Let me show you the first one. I've showed this in our mock rankings, and this kind of embodies what Brady Martin brings to the table. So here he is. He is a hound, and he plays for the Greyhounds. He is a hound on the puck. So he gets a shot on net here. Now watch this. This is him coming in, runs this guy. Like, when he hits, he's trying to put you through the boards. Again, another one where he runs the guy, knocks him over. And guess what? He's in front of the net all alone, and he tips one in. All because he was smashing bodies. And see, the guy was just getting up there, his coverage, because he was smashing bodies. And that is Brady Martin. Now, wait. I got one more before we talk about Brady Martin because I just want to show this. Check this one out right here. All right, this one here, he's going to walk in. He's going to take a shot, a little deflection. He gets a rebound. And watch when he does. He's a little agitator too, eh? People say that Martone's a little agitator. Well, I'm going to say that Brady Martin might be just a little bit more. Now watch, he just scored. And then he throws this guy against the boards. Oh, he's hilarious. He cracks me up.
I love players that just play angry and just try to make, excuse my language, just piss you off on the ice. Because I think just having that little mean streak in your game is something that is wonderful. And that's something that I've been looking from guy like Porter Martone all season. And Brady Martin has had it. He's a mean player. He is somebody that one of the most telling rankings from the draft combine is when the NHL prospects are supposed to rank players by a certain category. And I always pay attention to who everyone says is the hardest player to play against. I guarantee you, it'll be Brady Martin or Kayshawn Aitchison. And Brady
Yeah,
Martin is a really strong case. He
yeah,
is a mean player. He will run you through the boards. But to add to that, he can score. He can pass. I'm a huge fan of Brady Martin. I really, and you'll see, he's been brought up significantly in my rankings, which are coming out soon. I'm sorry. It's tough to do 100 prospects in
no, no.
April.
You're a busy guy. I get it. Listen, but
Yeah.
Brady Martin, he's got that dog. He's got that dog in him, and
Yes.
he's not afraid to crash in those dirty areas and along the wall in front of the net. He's got that physicality. He's got that mean. Like I said, when he hits, like he's not just bumping you. Like he's trying to put you through the boards almost every time. He is a wild man on the ice. Now, in terms you said of shooting, watch this clip. This is end of the season. So this is him picking up the puck. Watch
Look at that
this
speed.
rip.
Look at that speed.
Boom. Did you wait until you see the replay? And then he snows the ref. Watch this. Look at this.
Tink.
And he snows the ref. Just watch it. You'll see the goalie. The goalie doesn't even flinch. It goes right over his shoulder. Look at, wow. He's like, where'd that go? Yeah, it's in the net.
Again, another thing that I really see sticking out in that clip is just the speed that he generates to get around the guy. And one of my criticisms has been like when he's driving in the zone entry, he is at one speed and he'll go and he'll cut around. He's not a guy to has like cut through the middle, but he does play very in the middle, but like not on zone entries. He's powerful and he's got some great skating. He's going to be able to utilize it. I'm someone who's not worried at all about how he's going to play in the NHL. Like I think there's absolutely a player there. He really has showed off a lot of upside, and I think like again, there's going to be someone who could fall in love with him in this draft. I really do believe it.
Yeah, and he's a younger one. He's March 07, so he just turned 18. And the other thing with him is that he's got, like you said, he's got that dog in him, but he also has a good defensive role as well. And so on the Soo, the
Absolutely.
assistant captain, and like you said, when he works, he's working out there and he's back checking, he's helping down low in the defensive zone. He's got all those attributes that you can totally see as an NHL player. I'd call him like a middle six type player, really good second, third line kind of guy. I don't see that first line upside, but he's, what, you can't discount the work ethic, the, kind of like that Mike Richards kind of player. You know what I mean? Just buzzing around, hitting and everything. And you love those kind of players.
There's a certain need that he fills on every single NHL lineup. And again, that second line center is crucial. I would say like, again, first line center and like a really good goalie and a number 1D. Those are your top 3 positions that you want to see. Second line center is not too far off. That foundation after your first line center is very crucial. And looking at somebody like Brady Martin, it's hard not to compare him to guys like Ryan O'Reilly a little bit, Troy Terry a little bit, guys with a mean streak, guys who are big, guys who will throw the body around, but are offensively talented in their own right as well. Also with his defensive game, you love when forwards can make it difficult on their opposing defensemen. He makes it a nightmare to try to retrieve pucks and transition the puck when you're a defenseman. He makes that into a full-time job in the OHL, and that's something that I absolutely want on my team. I mean, look at what he does.
Yeah, and the thing is, like you said earlier, he does have upside, which because a lot of players who are kind of physical and cause problems in the ozone, most of the time they don't really have that offensive upside. They're just buzzing around hitting bodies, but he has a shot and he's got some decent passing abilities. On a better team, you'd like to see like what his points would be on a better team, but nevertheless, he's fun to watch. And that's our take on Brady Martin. And where was he on the late? Let's go look at the.
I have it pulled up.
Okay, there you go. So Brady Martin's he climbed. He was at
He's at
17 at the mid and 11 at the final ranking. So there you go. You gotta love it. Gotta love it.
I certainly do. I really do love it. That's again one of my favorite players. So it's great to see him get his recognition. We'll see where he finishes, like kind of in terms of where he gets drafted. I really think he's going to go top 15, like lock it in. Like I really have a hard time seeing him fall past maybe even 12 sometimes. Like again, I won't rank him as high as 12, but he's someone could totally fall in love with a guy like Brady Martin.
Absolutely. I love it. All right. What's next? You know what's coming. We got the follower questions. I got to get like a little intro for this, I think, where it's like a little fancy intro for the follower question. I think it'd be a little bit more exciting. Actually,
We'll see. Yeah.
All right. So the follower, so the first 3 questions here aren't really questions, just kind of summations or, things. So the first one, Nathan is always chiming in. I love it. Nathan, keep the comments coming, the questions. We love it. Mark referenced Star Wars. So he wants to know prequels or sequels. Linc, what's your take on that? I mean, you're a young guy, so you probably don't even.
Oh, I've watched Star Wars. Come on.
So
I've watched Star Wars.
The old school or the new school?
I know it's going to be different from you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a huge fan of Anakin Skywalker. I think Darth Maul is really cool. When I was a kid, I always loved to watch like episodes 1 and 3. So I'm gonna have to go with the prequels. And I know that's controversial, but guess what? I've made controversial statements throughout the entirety of this podcast.
Yes, I'm gonna go with the sequels. The sequel, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and the Return of the Jedi. Like those were listen, those came out in like 70s and 80s, man. Come on. For that kind of like that was way advanced before, CGI and all that stuff.
I think no matter where you fall in this debate, we can all agree that those 6 Star Wars like movies are fantastic, and then everything after that has been not good. So,
we'll agree on that, Linc. All right. So then, are you planning on making a video on Cameron Reid? Absolutely. He's going to be on the list. And then here it says Yzerman is taking Lakovic. I predicted Detroit taking Casper, Danielson, and missed on Honzik and Bransack Nygaard. However, Lakovic and Raymond as a duo would not be bad. I don't know if he's going to slip that far, but
so in terms of what do they need? What could they get? There's a couple of guys who I think are very Stevie picks. One of them again is one of the guys that we talked about today, Brady Martin.
Yeah.
But if they go with forward again, which is something I don't really think they're going to do, I think again they've drafted well defensively, but they've gone forward for the last few seasons. That's what they've prioritized. I think a guy that I really think Stevie Y could fall in love with is a right-hand shot like Logan Hensler or just a physical freak like Kayshawn Aitchison. Those are 2 guys that I've had him on kind of my Stevie watch for a little bit. I love to see where Yzerman goes. It's really I predicted that he was going to draft Bransack Nygaard last year, so I wasn't on the money for that. But that was pretty easy. It was pretty obvious. But I think if he goes defenseman, Hensler or Aitchison would be on his radar.
I think Hensler would be a good pick, and especially because he played in the NTDP. And Yzerman I've seen him at the in Plymouth at the games, so he's there actually, frequently actually. So I could see Hensler being one. Aitchison's a good call too because of the physicality and whatnot. But yeah, I mean either way you can't go wrong. But hey, we'll find out when the draft day comes because you never know with the draft, man. It's wild. All right, so now we have a Boston fan pipe dream, but I'd love for Boston to make some draft day trades to get another first round pick, potentially in the top 5, kickstart the rebuild. So they go with like Hagens and Martone. That'd be pretty sweet. As for a question or maybe a show idea, what are some 2nd and 3rd round prospects y'all can see outdoing all expectations in the future?
I can chime in on the second one, but I guess we can talk about the Boston little debacle at the front. I don't think it's too far-fetched for a team to trade up to get a 2nd pick in the top 5. And the reason why is risk reward. I think if a team feels like they're close to the end of the rebuild, they could trade significant draft capital, maybe a pick next year to get into that top 5, because I think it would be foolish because of, again, how deep the draft is next year. But is it a possibility? Potentially. I don't see it happening, especially with Boston. I don't think there's going to be a lot of teams lining up to trade. All right, there might be trade up with Sweeney after Sweeney's been so generous this year. So we'll see. I really don't think that. I don't think this year of all years. I think the last time we saw it was when Ottawa had San Jose's pick, and it was the 2020 draft, and they got Sanderson and Stutzla, which
Yeah.
has turned
Ooh.
out great for them.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
that was a pretty sweet pickup there. Now, second and third round,
I have a
you
couple. I
go a
have a
little
couple.
deeper. You typically go a little deeper
Yeah,
in terms of and anyone that stands out there. I mean, there's a few players that potentially could
yeah.
fall in the second round, like Jacob Izwazniak. I think, see how he does U18. Simon Wang's another one I think will drop into the second or third round.
He's a tough guy to really project because
Yeah,
everyone that I talked to has either said that this guy's a first rounder or this guy shouldn't be drafted,
I know.
and there's no in between. There really isn't. I'm like, I think he's somewhere in the middle. I think he's someone with fantastic skating, obviously the size, but he needs to be taught defense.
He's a project.
I mean, he is a project through and through. Is he a project that you can get something out of? Absolutely, but I think you first and foremost you have to be ready for what you're getting with when you draft him. In terms of like giving you second round picks that I think could outperform their draft stock, again, Carter Amico, I've talked about him all year. I've talked about it all year.
That's your boy, Carter Miko.
I really do think that he should be a first rounder. He is somebody who fell victim to a bad leg injury this year. Another defenseman that I like is the Russian Maxim Agafonov from Ufa, and I think he's been a really solid two-way defenseman, very mobile as well. Shane Van Sagi is a name. He occasionally appears in the second round. I think he totally will outperform draft expectations. And I think two more names that I can say without this getting too long. Two college players. Sasha Boumedian has looked really good as of
Actually,
late.
he was pretty high on the North American skaters.
Yeah, he's climbed back in. He's climbed back in, but I haven't seen him on a lot of people's lists, so we'll see. And I will say this again because I went back and I watched him because again I'm writing for my video right now, but I really think a guy like Will Horkoff is gonna really surprise a couple people in.
I was gonna say Will Horkoff too. Yeah,
yeah, I really do like Will Horkoff. So I keep that in mind. I think those are guys that will outperform draft expectation. I'm looking to see if there's anybody else I would want to mention, but I don't know. So we'll see.
Well, the next couple questions. Actually, if we go down as a Stars fan, I was wondering who are some of y'all mid-round guys, as we don't have our first. High Linc, so that's a buddy of yours, right?
Yeah, he's somebody. Zach is a guy I've been on his podcast once before.
Nice.
He does twigs and rigs with his buddy Jacob. Mid-round guys, again, we just talked about it. If we really want to go, in the mid-round, I think I'll give one third rounder that has been getting a lot of attention lately. Václav Nestrasil from Muskegon. He's been playing. Yes. He's been playing with Ryabkin. He's been playing with Tynan Lawrence next year. He's big, and that's the draw. But there's a lot of work that you need to do there. So he's climbed
up in a few rankings where, like, I think the elite prospects have him as a first rounder now.
That's bold.
That's what
it's a little bold. It's a little bold for my cornflakes, but
I've seen him live with Ryabkin, and yeah, you know what, he's a little bit he's got some development to do as well, and I think he's committed to he just committed
UMass 2026,
2026 though. He's got one more year of junior, and then so that I think that was good to play that extra year of junior and then go to UMass. I think that's gonna help his development out. And then the last one, you ever see a potential fourth line speedy forward that can kill penalties? And this is for the Anaheim Ducks.
I gotta say I love this because I am someone who will quietly follow like a team like the Ducks because obviously I've said this a lot of times. My favorite player in the NHL right now is Trevor Zegras, and I would say again, there's a couple people that you can immediately point at in the first round. Obviously, there are a couple very high energy players. I think Cole Retchney is, despite his skating inefficiencies, very high energy. I think he has a very high compete. He outperforms some of his lackluster skating with a little bit of scoring upside. I think that's something that the Ducks, but a lot of other teams could be very interested in. There's not really like a Sam O'Reilly type, which would be perfect. But I think one more person, maybe a David Lewandowski, who's playing for Saskatoon right now. Very high energy, bigger player, throws the body around, very high complete player. And I think those are things that people are looking for now, especially.
Yeah, so he was asking for a fourth line. It's hard to determine a
Fourth
fourth liner.
liners.
Like you said, you're talking, Cole Reshny is potential first rounder. You know what I mean? So I don't
Oh, fourth rounder or fourth liner?
fourth
I
liner.
didn't know. Oh yeah, fourth line speedy forward.
Those are
It's deep. It's
you
deep.
you gotta
Arvin
go you
Duran?
gotta go
No.
pretty deep. I mean, you know what? I think in this draft, it's not as strong as a draft as it has been in years past. And even talking to some people in a person in NHL will say that they said that this is kind of a weaker class draft. I mean, there are some high end, but then the drop off is pretty low after that. So I think that in terms of fourth liners, hard to say who's going to end up a fourth liner, who's going to end up and a lot
I
of
think it's
times
hard to. Yeah, I think it's hard to project. Sorry to interrupt you, but I
no
think it's
no
hard to project somebody high without just being like you want to see them play games. You want to see what their ceiling is, and you'll always project someone as a ceiling of like a third liner, maybe a fourth line. It's so hard to do that because like if
yeah,
he's a
and
fourth liner, it's just yeah.
some of these players that get drafted in the first round could even end up being third, fourth liners, bottom six players, right? So I mean, when for the NHL, they draft them in the first round. They're hoping that they're kind of top six, middle six kind of guys, but some of them will drop down and pull. Like you said, that Cole Reshny. I mean, he's got that scoring touch, but he's got that dog in him, so he might be that guy that falls to a bottom six type player if he doesn't pan out in the top six. So I mean, yeah, that's a hard one. We'd have to do a little bit more research, I think, for that one.
That's
But
a bit of a fastball. I think that's above our pay grade. So
actually, you know what? Another thing I want to mention is Corey Pronman he just released his recent
right.
rankings, and there's a couple guys that were questionable on
Hold
his
on,
too.
I'll quickly pull that up.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, so let's look at Corey Pronman. We didn't mention this earlier, so let's take a look at this. So he's got Schaefer, Misa, and then Caleb at 3, Hagen's 4. Yeah, that's a Porter Martone 5, Rondell 6, Jacob Bryan 7. So Victor Eklund's, yeah, you know what? And then Nesbitt, he's got pretty high too. 12 is kind of high on the Nesbitt train, but
And this one was kind of the biggest one for me. He has
Ravensburgen at 16.
Ravensburgen is
Yeah.
16,
Woo.
really ahead of kind of everything else.
And
Not a lot of other big surprises, I guess. Prokhorov, but
yeah.
that's a guy that the Bunker Boys really really love. They always talk about him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's high up on my list, but not that high.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes sense. The controversial ones are obviously like Nesbitt as high as he is, Ravensburg as high as he is, flipping Hagens and Denoyer. But hey, everyone has their opinion.
Well, like you know what, like you said, you never know who's, especially after the lottery, you're going to see who drafts and where they're going to be positioned. And I think that, but I mean, I've seen Hagens drop into the 5-6 range in other rankings too. So heart that breaks your heart, doesn't it, Link? It breaks your. Listen, I'm not that low on Hagens, so I'll give you that. I know you're a little bit higher on Hagens, but yeah.
We'll see. I've had I'll keep my thoughts. I'll keep my thoughts to my own video, so it's all good.
Anyways, that's it for this episode. Everyone, keep asking some questions. We really appreciate that, and it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, more questions, please. More questions, and getting closer to the lottery, I'm sure we're gonna get peppered with some questions, and we love it. We'll try to get as many on as we can, and as always, Link, have fun in Amsterdam, you animal. It's going to be fun.
I forgot to mention that I'm in the Netherlands right now. So
great stuff, buddy. And that's it, everyone. We'll see you soon next week. And that's it for today. Cheers.